Only on the cross do you have a totally loving God and a totally holy God at the same time. What does that mean? It means that when we look at the cross, we see two aspects of the nature of God. We see on the cross God dealing with sin because he is holy, because he is righteous, because he is just. He must deal with sin. He cannot wink at sin. He cannot overlook sin. He cannot pretend that sin is less offensive, less harmful, less destructive than it is. And so when someone wonders, is God a holy God? You look to the cross and you see his Son suffering on the cross in the place of sinners. In the second half of that quote, only on the cross do you see a totally holy God and a totally loving God at the same time. So on the cross we see the holiness of God, but we also see the love of God. Why is Jesus on that cross? He's on the cross because in spite of our sin, in spite of our cosmic treason, in spite of our rebellion and our forgetfulness and our failure to glorify God and honor God and be grateful to God, he loves us. While we were still sinners, Christ died for us. And when we look at the cross, we see, yes, that God is a holy God dealing with sin. And we see that God is a loving God dealing with our sin on the shoulders of his Son. His Son, the perfect gift, suffering hell on the cross because he loves us. On the cross we see that the love of God is on display, and we see that the holiness of God is on display. That'd be a great quote to memorize. Only on the cross do you have a totally holy God and a totally loving God at the same time.